So, Sleep No More just aired, and I'm joined by my sister once again.
Hello, guys.
So, this is the found footage story that was really hyped. Like, everyone seemed to be really excited about it. Even though it was like, some people were really excited, and some people said that they thought it would be shit. And I had expected it to be alright. It could be really good, it could be really bad. But then, it had a really good start. The first couple of minutes, really enjoyed them. But then, when the Sandmen were introduced, it just got really, really cheesy.
Especially like the explanation that they were some kind of sleep matter
Yeah.
and that they were somehow related to the song. And I mean, I must admit, I've always wondered why they were singing about the Sandman, but this was not an answer to that. So,
Uh,
and I didn't understand the ending.
well, the ending was that, like, it's a found footage story. It's recorded from the guy that's the thumbnail for this video. It was recorded from his point of view, and he wanted that, so we don't know what the ending is. The doctor probably just fixed something. We don't know what the ending is. I don't like that.
Me neither. And I thought like the found footage idea is brilliant. The idea of the guy who's the narrator being the bad guy, and we only find out that later. Brilliant. But the Sandman plot was shitty. The no sleep plot, ridiculous. And
The fact that we didn't really get a proper ending.
yeah, I thought this was like part one of something.
Yeah.
I saw the next time trailer and I was like, oh, how does this fit into like the other story? Well, oh, it sounds interesting. And then only later you told me that this was a one part.
Yeah, because I was like, so what do you think about the fact that it wasn't an ending? And she was like, oh, but this is part one. And I'm like, no, it's a one-parter. And she's like,
oh, then it's really bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I've pretty much said what I thought about it. I think it's too bad because this is another one of those stories where they have like an element of it
great potential.
That had really great potential, and then they sort of screw it up.
Yeah, like it had great potential, but they screwed it up. And the character, like I like the character, the guy that looks a tiny bit like Patrick Troughton, the like guy from this video. I liked him. He was a good character. I liked most of the characters. Like the Truth Dog was alright in it. Clara's not in it that much, but she was alright. The characters were meh. Alright, some of them were.
Yeah, and I like the way that they sort of told us something about the future.
Yeah.
But it wasn't too much, but it was enough that we felt like we knew something about the time that it was in.
Yeah.
With the language of those grown humans. What were they called?
I can't remember.
No, okay, but yeah. I like that. I like the context they sort of created. I just didn't like the plot. I liked like
the subplot. You like the subplot things, like you like the background thing. You like the potential.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, the idea of a found footage story is great.
And they should have used that with something else.
Yeah, they should have used it. I mean, yeah, and I don't like the fact that like it was recorded from the sand thing. Like the recordings we saw was from like this.
No, that was really. They should just have had helm cameras.
Yeah. Or someone could have just walked around with a camera.
Yeah.
That would have been much better. Out of 10, what would you rate it?
Before they introduced the plot, I was like 7.5.
Yeah, me too.
But now I'm like 5.5.
I'm gonna go with a 4.5.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't really like it.
No, I guess that. Yeah, well, that makes me wonder why I think it's like a half point better than the average score you can get.
Well, no one said 5 is average. Like, I don't know if 5 is the actual average thing. I mean, because it's the middle. I guess that could be the average, but let's not talk about that now.
Well, usually, like, for instance, the Danish grading system.
Yeah, that's 5. Yeah, I know.
The middle grade is also the average grade.
Yeah, I know.
But you're right. This could, I mean, when you think about how we rate stories, I think the average grade would be like 6.5.
I think 6 maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So, but this is like But why? But I still think like.
Why do you think it's better than average then?
Yeah, I think like when you give it something a 5, you think it's average.
Yeah.
But when you give something more, you think it's better than average. So what makes me think it's better than average? And I think that's because of the found footage plot, and also that it wasn't. I mean, the Saigon story and the Viking story,
Yeah.
there were so many annoying dialogues. So many stupid things that they were saying.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like that in here.
No. I mean, the dialogue was quite realistic, like some of it, but even though some of it was a bit.
I think
The
it
ending,
was
I
kind of
really.
cheesy when the door wouldn't open because it was reprogrammed at the Christmas party. But that was like a lot more fun than other stupid things in this series.
Yeah, and I like when the twist came that he was evil and stuff. I was like, this might even get like an 8, but then the way it was executed, I was like, no way. And
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I mean, if it had been a bit shorter, like the rest of it, so the twist came like 30 minutes into the story, you'd still have like 15 minutes to resolve the plot and give it a proper ending. That would have been much better. They didn't really rush it that much, but a bit rushed.
I think the pace was fine,
Yeah.
but the plot was still stupid, so it
Yeah.
didn't really matter.
And yeah, so hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.